Hello everyone, this is my reaction to the recently released letter from the chairman. And I would like to point out again, I don't hate Chris, I don't hate Star Citizen, I just give my honest opinion. What we do now echoes in eternity, Marcus Aurelius. Okay, this is really bad, trying to compare yourself to Marcus Aurelius, Chris. Yeah, I guess marketing was writing this. And of course, as always, I won't read everything. If you want to read it yourself, link is in my first pinned comment below.
With Alpha 3.18, our first release of 2023, the team delivered persistent entity streaming, the foundational tech that is necessary for server meshing. As we mentioned in the last letter, persistent entity streaming is the hardest part of the work needed for server meshing and is the one that required the most engineering, so overcoming the challenges with this release last year was mission critical. The launch of Alpha 3.18 was far more challenging than we anticipated, and we discovered some issues with our backend database that only were visible at the scale we see on a live release as opposed to the persistent test universe.
I would like to point out that we had the same major issues with PS on the PTU, so I'm not sure what Chris wants to say here. Actually, we still have problems with PS in 3.22.1 live. Sometimes nothing works. You cannot open your inventory, you cannot store your ships, you cannot open hangar doors, elevators are not arriving, and so on. It has gotten better, though.
While it is amazing to come across a wreck from a player combat a week ago, it is not so fun to try and land at a hangar where the last 3 ships crashed and left debris laying around, blocking your landing pad.
Also not fun when your ship is hitting invisible wrecks and explodes in the hangar. I'm not sure if CRG is cleaning up now more quickly.
2023 welcomed the long-awaited implementation of Salvage, encompassing hull stripping, structural, component, and repair, accompanied by relevant missions.
Yes, we got salvaging, hull scraping, which is just paint removal, and hull munching, which is just another beam with an umbrella. This is what CRG showed us in the Vulture promo video a few months before we got hull munching in the game.
Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies.
Why does CRG make fancy faked videos showing the claw of a reclaimer in action, and a few months later we got just another beam? Here is what hull munching actually looks like. You are fracturing the target and then you are just sucking up the material.
The other major milestone in 2023 was welcoming the team at Turbulent fully into the CIG family. Our partners since the end of 2012, Turbulent have been responsible for large parts of our online infrastructure, and have greatly contributed to our growth and success. This acquisition allows us to streamline our efforts and formally gives us a significant presence in Montreal, Canada.
This also increased CRG's employee count to 1,200 if I'm not mistaken. 1,200 people costs a lot of money. Let's hope CRG can continue getting the funds they need.
On Squadron 42 that is taking the game from feature complete to content complete, ensuring the game has the necessary polish and feels worthy of being the spiritual successor to Wing Commander.
Please understand, content complete does not mean finished. I see 2025 as an earliest delivery date for Squadron 42.
On the Star Citizen front, the teams are preparing to deliver server meshing and expanding the universe of Star Citizen to multiple star systems.
The jump points we have in the game at the moment in the Avocado build look nothing like this. Maybe we are getting jump points that are looking like this in the future.
Players were able to travel between Stanton and Pyro via wormholes, with each system streaming in and out seamlessly.
This is the first iteration of jump points in the Avocado PTU build. It was not exactly very smooth. I'm sure CRG will improve it, though.
Star Citizen 1.0 is what we consider the features and content set to represent commercial release. This means that the game is welcoming to new players, stable, and polished with enough gameplay and content to engage players continuously. In other words, it is no longer alpha or early access.
I hope Chris means this is a long look into the future, because Star Citizen at the moment is far from being stable, polished, or having enough gameplay and content. In year 12, we are still missing basics, basic mechanics, some very basic physics. Ships, vehicles, racks, and items have the mass of an empty paper bag. Missions are boring and repetitive. Many of the mechanics we got in the last years are very low effort tier zeros, like for example, refueling. CRG just reused the docking interface. Refueling is slow and cumbersome. UI is not great. We can only refuel one ship at a time, and both ships have to be stationary. Or salvage, hull scraping, it's just paint removal. Or salvage, hull munching, it's just another beam, and so on and so on. We have 1 of 100 star systems in year 12, maybe 2 soon. Driving physics in year 12 are still F tier. If Star Citizen would be released in the next 2 to 3 years from now, it would get torn apart in reviews.
I am pleased to share that our very own Rich Tyrer will be taking on a new role as Senior Game Director, overseeing both the development of Star Citizen and Squadron 42 alongside me.
Yes, Todd Peppy left. Todd always gave me the impression he really wants to make the game. Unlike Chris, Aaron, Tony Suburek, and Sean Tracy, Todd never lied on camera. He never made empty promises.
As part of this, we made the difficult decision to ask the Los Angeles development team, which had increasingly been providing support for the main development teams based in Manchester, to relocate to join other teams, primarily in Manchester, but also in Austin and Montreal.
Understandable, a lot of people were not able or willing to change continents and countries. I hope CRG didn't lose too many important people.
I am looking forward to you getting your hands on Star Citizen Alpha 3.23 soon, where you will finally be able to experience many features we have been hard at work on for the past couple of years, which will then lead into Invictus launch week in May. As a lead-up to Invictus, we have prepared a series of missions to earn your UE Civilian Defense Force stripes, and potentially earn an incredibly powerful and unprecedented in-game upgrade if you complete all of them, so you are ready to face Xeno threat in a more personal manner.
Yes, of course, Hornet F7C Mark II sale, a ship which is pretty much OP right now. CRG still hasn't fixed the immense acceleration of the Hornets. CRG said this immense acceleration of the Hornets was a consequence of introducing the Fury. Hornet and Fury share some trusted tech. I find this hard to believe unless CRG's code is worse than I think. Giving Hornet F7C 2 size 4 gun mounts under the wings instead of 2 size 3s of Mark I is shouting power creep. The in-game upgrade is of course the upgrade of F7C Mark II to F7A Mark II. You get this upgrade if you finish the Overdrive mission chain. The upgrade is free, but of course you need to buy a Hornet F7C Mark II first. These are my thoughts about Chris' letter from the chairman. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Pistol 10% damage reduction arm. Okay, this game is very laggy at the moment. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.